saw I was there for what, three days. Mm-hmm. I saw 20 Suburbans.
Suburbans?
Yeah, just Suburbans going up and down on the Ave the whole day.
That sounds like a motorcade type thing, right?
Yeah,
So it's let's explain where he went. What did we say that?
No,
yes.
He's
went.
the president.
Yeah,
Where do you think he went?
I went home. DC.
Yo. Welcome to episode 140 dose of the
shit.
Joystick Show. Threw in a little Spanish.
You a rapper?
A little bit of bilinguality
Word.
there. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but regardless, welcome to the Joystick Show.
Mm-hmm.
The whole gang's here. Feels
Yay!
good. We got me, we got Dill, we got Joey, we got Jerry.
Yeah.
And the whole team is gathered to talk to your ears for about 40 minutes because that's what we do every Wednesday at the Joystick Show.
That's correct.
Before we get into the show, let's just get this out of the way. This is a YouTube channel. You can help the YouTube ecosystem, the YouTube planet.
Community.
I was trying to sound business.
The
Multiverse.
YouTube family.
Bro, there's a synergy going on. You see what I'm saying here? We make the content, you watch the content, and you support the content. But regardless, thanks for supporting the content, and you can continue to do so by liking this episode and subscribing to the Team Joystick YouTube channel.
Correct.
I say it often. I say that
That's us.
I tell the audience to get ready for big things coming and not to settle myself too short. It's usually one thing a month, so at least we're making stuff.
Yeah, we make something.
But based on some of the stuff I want to talk about on this episode, get ready to see some stuff.
Get ready to see some stuff.
It's going to be a fun one.
Tie yourself down.
Been a while since we've all been back together.
Yes.
It's very nice to welcome back the President of the United States, Jerry DeJesus, who's running our country spectacularly. And before we get into anything, I just wanted to talk about how this weekend was fun. It was like a little joystick weekend. What the fuck, It's
Correct.
We usually see each other once a weekend, and it's to do this. It's to be kind of productive with our time. But this was one of those rare ones where we saw each other just about every single day this weekend. I thought that was pretty cool.
It was a good time.
We hung out. We saw each other Friday night. That was me, Joey, Jerry, and Jose. Yeah. That's we were hanging out, celebrating. Well, not celebrating, but we were supporting Joey's little sister Tatiana on a retreat. But we got to hang out then. Then the next day, we got to go to Andy's house, have a little friends barbecue and game night. And then we hung out today to go to our really old hangout spot, a church basement.
The OG hangout
spot. In our very early 20s, but it was cool. It was just cool to see you guys and hang out with you guys for so long. It was a good time.
Word.
And I wanted to swing that into another thing. I also mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, but I think in watching the podcast, I've come to see the timeline progression of us, not as podcasters, but as a team per se.
Okay.
So when we first started doing the podcast, it was you and me. That was the idea. The basis of the show was Dylan and Bobby are the podcasters, and then whenever Joey and Jerry can come over, they do it. They fill those gaps, right? And then as time went, it got way more four pieces. You guys started coming more often. It turned into a group effort. And then that it's been an on and up thing, but it went really consistent for the last 2 to 3 months. That for those 2 episodes that you guys weren't here, it was fucking weird. It was really strange.
Wow. It was it just felt
genuinely. Yeah.
We'd say something and only Bobby would laugh. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Or it's I want I'm used to more it's
more sound.
It's kind of when you're outside of New York City, you're somewhere else, and there's no background noise. You're the fuck is this?
It's when you're sleeping in the countryside and you can't get.
There's not even any noise.
That's when New York was in quarantine. It was just silent and scary. It was what the hell?
No, there was still.
But yeah, it was weird without you guys, man. I'm happy to have the team back together. I also wanted to take this time to. I don't know what it is. I think it's I actually made a pretty big life decision a week ago.
Okay.
Where I'm trying to cut back on bong hits.
Okay.
And I'm going all joints now.
Okay.
That shit is clouding me up too fast. I'm gonna leave that for the weekends. But because of that, I've kind of realized that I focus a little bit more when I'm editing and stuff like that. So now I pick up on all of your little fucking habits.
Okay.
Dylan, please stop saying the word correct. You say that word about 60 times an episode.
Correct.
You see? For the first 50 episodes, it was howdy.
Oh yeah, I like how because
that was disturbing.
Weirdly enough, I've done that throughout my entire life. I'll just find a thing for 2 months and stick with it, and then you think I go home and don't say howdy? It's you're wrong.
I'm gonna be charting all of these from now on.
What is mine? What am I?
Yeah, man, I was the OG with that with Epic.
Epic used to be an Epic kind of guy.
I kind of remember you saying Epic a lot.
Your dad still remembers me saying Epic a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny. What was Joey's? Joey's is like...
honestly, there was something specific. I remember you telling me.
Joey's thing is like whenever he starts a story or a joke, and no matter what it is, it starts with "yo." Yeah. So it's a long drawn out "yo."
That's so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Or it's like when Joey figures something out, it's "yo."
Yeah.
Or when Joey wants to add something, it's "yo." You know what I mean?
Yo's a good one, man.
It is a good one. Yeah. Fun weekend. Got to hang out with my boys. Can't wait to finish this and not see you for a whole week. It'll be a good vacation
from each other.
Speaking of vacations, Jerry,
yo,
yeah,
welcome back from
little mini
from
vacation.
Our country.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of fucking there was like I remember the car that I saw a bunch over there. It was like I saw like I was there for what 3 days. I saw like 20 Suburbans. Yeah, just Suburbans going up and down on the Ave the whole day.
That sounds like a motorcade type thing, right?
Yeah.
So
it's like
let's explain where he went. What did we say that?
No,
He's the president.
Yeah.
Where
do you think he
went? Home. DC.
Yeah, a giant home that's white. Actually.
Jerry visited the District of Columbia.
Yeah.
He technically wasn't in the United States. I don't know how that works.
Did a lot of walking. I felt like a tourist.
Real
Even
quick,
though we were taking,
you were a tourist.
Yeah, we took a lot of. So we took a lot of like taxis and stuff, but I was still walking like a crap ton.
Allow me to fit this one in. I've said it multiple times, but it just made me laugh so much. Where before Jerry left on his trip, I was so hyped. My boy's going on his first workshop. He's going to DC. I'm like, bro, gotta take pictures of the Washington Monument. Gotta take pictures of the Lincoln Monument. Gotta go here. And then at some point, Jerry's like, dog, I'm not going to sightsee. I'm going for work. And then he comes back from DC. He's like, yo, I was DC. He's like, all we do was sightsee. all we do was museums.
I wanted
that it was less planned than I thought.
I wanted more photos of Jerry in front of all the monuments.
I wanted, like a
No, I want those ones where you go like that and you try to hold the monument from really far away. Yeah. But every single one.
Jerry, just give a thumbs up and then crop him and just edit the photos all the monuments behind
The only one that I saw was the freaking pointy one. Which one?
Washington.
That's the Washington. Yeah, I wanted to see the Lincoln one. I was like, I want to see the big dude, but
it's pretty big.
It is pretty big.
It's pretty big. I was overwhelmed.
That was one of those monuments you see it on TV and shit, and then when you're there, you're like, that's a big motherfucker. Like,
it's a giant Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
We had, imagine it stands up. Like,
imagine if we didn't end slavery, that'd be a very smaller statue, Yeah. If he was like a meh president, it's like, oh, there's the Lincoln.
DC is a really cool city to sightsee in. It's a very historical city, but like I'm a nerd, so I'm into all like everything the Smithsonian has to offer out there and shit. So definitely somewhere I want to revisit.
Yeah, I didn't get to go in the Smithsonian. I went to like I think another history museum there and a spy museum.
I've been to that.
That was cool.
Yeah. It's not a state.
Yeah, I fought with my cousin in that museum. We had to cut that trip early. But it was fun while it lasted.
You fought in a museum?
Not like fist fight, but like it was very verbal. There's pushing involved. Hispanic father didn't want to have to do
everyone is like, shh, it's a spy museum. You're ruining the mission. Secrets are
They give you a mission. Like you go into like, here's a mission. Like you go to the little stands and like find information or whatever.
That was like I went to Omega Mart in Las Vegas and it was almost like it was a museum, but it was also like there's a mission involved. If you look for these things hidden within the area, you can like solve the mission and the puzzle of the place.
Is that the place with like fake foods?
Yeah, I got pills that say pills. Like stop blinking pills.
Should have CNUT brittle.
I should have CNUT brittle.
Oh man,
I fucking love CNUT brittle.
Anybody else got anywhere? I mean, I have lots of stuff to go. I know this guy says he has like 8,000 things.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about something the other day, and maybe I could talk about this because I know both of you guys are going for it. But what's the game choice in the future? What's the game?
Oh, the new.
What's
4?
the new game? Because I
know
we're all
talking about right now.
Video gaming.
I was about to say because with Dylan it could be sports.
Well,
or
it could also be. Are you talking about like the next online
or anything? Yes.
Yeah. Like
like what we're moving on to.
Yeah. Because we have our own individual stuff we're doing right now, which I gotta talk about that a little bit. But more of just like what's the next step, you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of the online games have been dying
for me
death.
it's going to be a combination of continuing like the platinum journey. More specifically, after I finish Bully, I'll be jumping into Doom Eternal. But I'll also be like on my typical Apex Legends pub match shit. That's how it be.
Overwatch just shit the bed like with the news. You hear about that?
Yeah.
What?
They were like you know how like back in the day they were like, oh, we're gonna do like this whole PvE thing, and it's gonna be like missions with like every hero gets like a skill tree and everything. They were like, no, we're not gonna do that anymore. We're just gonna do like missions, like Call of Duty kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like Spec Ops.
I don't even think they could do a PvE.
I mean, they said it's coming out in season 5. They said that a story mode is coming. They came out with a calendar. It was kind of cool. It showed everything that they're working on.
I feel like they've been working on a story. Like these cutscenes are awesome. If you haven't seen an Overwatch cutscene, watch their cutscenes. They're sick,
bro. After seeing the small amount I saw, what's that show? Arcane, the League of Legends one.
Yeah.
Like an Overwatch show would be fucking.
An Overwatch show would be amazing, and I'm surprised no one made it.
I watched an episode or two.
Oh.
I showed my dad, like, I don't know why I showed it to him, but like literally maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I was talking about Overwatch with him, and I showed him the newest one, Kiriko.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I showed him that trailer, and he was like, that was awesome. And I was like, they have a bunch of trailers. And then I showed him the Widowmaker trailer, and he was like, that was sick. Like, that was awesome.
I was also
I
gonna
showed
say
Andrea the Kiriko one, and she was like, that was sick.
Yeah.
I was also gonna say we already know what game Joey will be grinding out for a while.
No.
Yeah.
No?
No, I'm not for the platinum.
Yeah.
No.
You're not gonna do it?
No.
Oh wow.
Because that's a long platinum.
So no Friday the 13th platinum for Joey.
Oh no,
That's
I thought you were
talking about. Bro.
I thought you were talking about Overwatch still.
Oh no, that one's OD.
Yeah,
No.
you're gonna go for the Overwatch platinum.
That one's worse than Overwatch,
the game that you
bro.
never play.
Friday?
Yeah, at least Overwatch has like variability to it. I could play like 30 different characters. You're just playing the same game off for hours and hours.
For those who don't know, I'm playing Friday the 13th. I've loved the hell out of that game, and the last time I played it was like 2017, late 2017, early 2018. And the reason I'm playing it again is because Bobby saw my trophy list, and he knows how much I love the game. He was like, you don't have this platinum yet? And I was like, no, you just have to play mad times. And he was like, you can get it. Like, you can get it. And that was the motivation that I was like, I'm gonna get
Peer
it.
pressure?
Yeah, peer pressure. I was like, I can get it. Like, it bugs me.
Friendly pressure?
Okay.
Friendly pressure.
Friendly push into the ocean?
Yeah.
You know, when your friends jump off a cliff.
Peer pressure isn't always bad, right? Sometimes you can be peer pressured into making
peer
great
pressure
decisions.
into donating to charity.
You see?
I see. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I have to play like 1,000 games, both as Counselor and Jason, and get 1,313 kills as Jason. I'm almost close to the halfway point of that trophy, which is 666 kills.
Gotcha.
And I have to do all that manually. I have to track it on my phone. Like, all right, I did this. I'm like doing on my phone. Like, I killed 8
in there,
people,
man.
did
Commitment.
this.
And I have a funny feeling I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, so I'm currently on a journey right now because I decided, hey, what games am I gonna be playing? Because like in the summer, I try to become like an extrovert, even though it never works, and then I end up just playing video games.
It's
anyway.
like me every day
Yeah,
of my life. Like, this is the day. Gonna go meet people.
Yeah, and with me, it actually works because I go to the beach, but then at night, I still am fucking home, right?
Yeah.
But I realized that this year was a big year for roguelikes. I've noticed that everyone is making like a roguelike different genre. And I noticed that because there were 2 sport roguelikes that essentially came out over the last like 6 months. There was a baseball one and then now a hockey roguelike. And so I decided, hey, I need some games to play. So I went on Google and just typed in what the best roguelikes were on PlayStation. And I had every single one except for the one that was listed number 2. And that is a game called Moonlighter, which, if you guys don't know, came out in 2018, but it's half roguelike, half store simulator.
Yeah, he was telling me about this.
Sounds like a Dylan game.
Yeah, so it does sound like a Dylan game, but sadly it was like $30, so I never played it.
Gives me kind of vibes of that game. What is it? 60 Seconds, like the nuclear game.
Oh, that game.
Where it's like you have to get all the shit,
stuff,
and then you like make choices. Inside of the fucking bunker.
I don't know how to describe it. Like, imagine like if like Link had to go save Zelda. And then in the morning, he had to go be on Pawn Stars. Like, that's the only way I could describe it. It's like you're doing all this shit. And that's, like, the annoying part. But, like, essentially, so it's... that's a good visual, right?
Mario's trying to save Peach, but then he has to actually go to his plumbing job, and fix
it.
It's
75 coins!
Fucking Link is like, Chumley, come, look, take a look at this.
This is not legit.
But 2 rupees.
Yeah, but the game basically just draws on like every single roguelike that has existed already. So it's like the actual like cave dungeon part is basically Binding of Isaac.
Okay.
And then the combat would be more like Titan Souls. And then basically you cave at night, and then in the morning you got to come back up, sell all the shit, and then that's how you upgrade everything.
Gotcha.
And I didn't know this game fucking existed. I feel like someone at Sony has to send me a private email that when a game comes out for free on PlayStation Essential Plus, Extra Plus, Essential Plus, that they give it to me and they let me know. Also, I realized that like every game, like I don't want a new game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I get a video game, I kind of realize that no, I don't want something new. I kind of want the same thing, but just added more shit to it. Like I want people to just take every single fucking genre and just kind of like together.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones I enjoy the most.
That's all I really
all
want.
these indie games that are like $15, they're like, we just made like a first-person shooter basketball game.
Yeah. Literally, yeah. They're like, all right, so imagine like XCOM, but it's like Minecraft. Upside down. It's like, wait, I don't even.
Like I showed Jerry and Jose, they're making a game called Mouse. That's a Cuphead style rubber hose animation first-person shooter.
Yeah,
walk around with a gun and shoot like cartoon mouses' heads off.
That looks so cool.
Like, it looks mad dope.
I'd want more animation styles.
I just want more games to be creative. You know, like
right.
I feel like I think, again, I can't speak for gamers as a whole, but I know I'm a little tired of that whole era of. We are making this game as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
It is the most immersive. Like, give me something fun. I want to honestly speak. I hate to say it.
I don't want to be
much
fucking
as I
immersed.
want. As much as I want the Uncharted's and the what's another good one? The fucking
Infamous.
Not that's a little more cartoony. I was gonna say as much as I want the
Heavy
Uncharted's, as much as I want the like the cyberpunks and all this shit, like the good looking stuff. I also want to play as like a fucking cartoon tiger who like jumps on lily pads or a cat on a forest level. Like, you know? I'm sorry, that's what I grew up with, and it's fun, and you don't have to make it bad. Like you can make it challenging.
And in my head, that's far more immersive. You know, to be a cartoon or some shit, that's way more immersive.
You know what I was thinking of playing Sackboy, like beating it through. I had a really great time playing that game. You know what I think would do really well? You know the Kaizo games, like Kaizo Mario, the one like I Want to Be the Boy.
Oh yeah,
Be the Kid, where they fuck you over intentionally. Like you jump over the end and then a spike kills you.
Yeah.
Like imagine that in a 3D platformer setting. I'd play the shit out of that.
That'd be fun.
That would be interesting.
That would be aggravating.
It's aggravating, but it would have.
It feels
like you have more control over it.
It would have like a getting over it almost vibe, you know, because it's like you'd be jumping on platforms.
Or I would like to play a 3D precision platformer in the vein of like Meat Boy, that it's not necessarily about collectibles and stuff like that, but the platforming is fucking challenging.
Like the only games I can think of that do that end up just being like parkour games. You know, they never end up being like a 3D full-on platform.
Bro, make it in dreams.
I'm bad at that.
Man, remember that?
I'm good at telling.
It's actually still going. The servers are They updated everything for PS5, and there's a VR section. You can make VR games.
That sounds.
Let's see how well it stacks up against this new Fortnite Unity thing.
Oh, that's gonna be wild too.
Yeah. Apparently, these guys, real quick. Like the top 5 Fortnite streamers: Nick Merckx, Ninja, Tim the Tatman, Cypher PK, and who's the 5th one? Tim the Tatman,
some other guy.
Tim the Tatman. Oh, Nick Merckx. The 5 of them are like making a battle royale game, and it's like who else? Who would know better than the fucking people?
Than the people that are mastered.
Combined 30,000 hours in the battle royale games. So.
That's wild. That's wild that gamers were like, we're going to make our own game based off like how many hours we played.
It's being made in that Fortnite engine, so I'm really curious.
Oh, is it now?
How different it'll be.
Yeah.
How different is it going to be?
We'll see.
Last thing I wanted to say about like indie games. I found out that there's an indie game called The Longing, and it's a game where you play as this like guy covered in soot and underground, and there's a king that's like frozen in ice. And he's asking you, my loyal subject, I need you to wait 400 in real life days.
I heard about this.
To free me. Wake me up from my slumber in 400 days. And there's a timer and everything of in-game, like real life days. And they have like a bunch of things for you to like explore. Actual books that they didn't have to really. I don't know if they got the rights to, or maybe it's just like the rights expired.
You have to wait 400 days, and you can like read books.
And you can read like 600-page books. There's the cast of like Moby Dick.
That's okay.
It's torture. Like, isn't that torture?
Do you want to live life in a game, but like actually live it? You know,
that's what every comment I saw was like, guys, just live your life.
Yeah, all the comments are like, bro, touch grass. Like, this is not worth it. You could play.
One thing if like the days are like a minute in game or something like that. But
no, and another thing is your character moves so slow. So not only is it excruciatingly painful waiting for the in-game like real life days, but you're walking really slow. There's only 3 endings. To spoil it, one
I heard one is in 80 days. Like it's people don't like that one.
One.
I don't know what the ending is.
There's one ending where you kill yourself.
Okay.
The second ending
in
is
real life, right?
Yeah. The second is that you escape and a family sees you and like bathes you and you live your life above the surface. But the last shot is the king like not woken up and like destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And the other ending is waiting the actual days and releasing the king. And spoiler, he destroys the world and it's just like left with black and it's words that are like you are like an everlasting being, you feel no pain and you're alongside him. And the last shot is just him holding you and you have a crown and that's it.
I feel like a fucking cult.
I also heard you can't play the game again after you beat it.
Yes,
too.
After you beat it, the game is no longer
unless
playable.
you like fully delete it.
So stupid.
Oh, that's some like
some art shit.
Undertale shit.
Yeah, that's some Undertale shit. Like you deleted the game.
I hate this game.
So fucking yeah.
You turn on, he's like, you're the devil, bro.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Shout outs to what's that chapter called? What we're playing next?
Yeah.
Indie games.
Beating the games.
What we're moving on to. I had something I definitely wanted to speak to.
Yeah.
Low key. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give a shout out. I have it here right now. Just make sure. Okay. I wanted to give a shout out. Maybe Dylan knows who this is. To a very, very, very skilled YouTuber named Dodford. You ever heard of this guy?
Okay. Yes, I believe so.
He gets really big views. I think most of his videos get like multi-millions of views, and he makes video essays where he talks about lots of different things. To give a bit of a breakdown, right, of this guy's channel. I was watching one called The Many Faces of Donald Glover, where he breaks down Donald Glover as a creator and as an artist and everything he does from writing to acting to rapping to comedy, right? He did another one where he talked about, interestingly enough, why the cast and crew of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia are secretly the best YouTubers, even though they're not YouTubers. And it's because like episodes of It's Always Sunny are kind of filmed like the perfect YouTube video.
Yeah.
The cold open is engaging. The titles of the shows are always called like The Gang Gets in a Fight or something, so you know what it's going to be about. It's a very clickbaity thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the show keeps you engaged. And I was like, oh shit, that's cool. So Dodford put out a video 2 days ago called The Adam Sandler Paradox. And it's a really, really cool
This was
video.
This was literally in my
I highly recommend you watch it.
I didn't watch it, but
honestly speaking, when I first saw the thumbnail and the title, I thought it was going to be one of those more like darker introspective takes into like an actor or something like that. But actually, truthfully, like just like the title says, it just talks about how paradoxical the person that is Adam Sandler is, right? The fact that this guy can come out and make movies like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Mr. Deeds, but he can also be in movies like Reign Over Me, the fucking Uncut Gems, right? Like these more serious dramatic roles, and then get praised for them, right? And even more stuff in his life about how he's such a humble guy, but at the same time, he's a global superstar. Like, there's so many different, like, he's this, but he's also that kind of characteristics to Adam. And the video was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. But then, recommended to me, I actually started getting the playlist videos of Adam Sandler's Mark Twain Acceptance Award speech and all the people who presented for him because he was the latest recipient of the Mark Twain. And I didn't know that. So that, first of all, was like, that's pretty cool. And even in that moment, it just like hit me. I was like, Adam Sandler's like a really impactful person in my life. Like I grew up watching all of his movies. I would argue before like, the Vince Vaughn, Will Ferrell days when I was a child, a lot of the comedy in my life was influenced by like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Mr. Deeds, Little Nicky,
Adam Sandler Nights, and Rob Schneider,
Jack and Jill.
Jack, it was a little further.
We were older at that point.
8 Crazy Nights and Big Daddy were the ones that I watched a lot. I remember Adam Sandler.
To watch all of these like amazing people present for Adam and like say what they have to say about him, right? And you kind of know what the lineup's going to be, right? It's Rob Schneider, David Spade, Chris Rock. They got
all the people he gets in his movies.
They got like Pete Davidson, Conan O'Brien. There was a pretty funny little sketch that these two did together, Drew Barrymore and Jennifer Aniston, because they always play his wives in movies, and they were like, but I'm the better wife kind of thing.
That's funny.
But at the end of it, it wraps up with Adam giving like a really heartfelt but also very funny like 11-minute long speech where he thanks everybody. And in that moment, I was just kind of like, Adam Sandler is the person that I strive to be in my life. A hardworking guy who only wants to make people laugh with everything that he makes, who wants to continue to make art, and who brings his friends along for the ride. Like, that's literally been my dream my entire life, right? Like, I don't see a future where all 4 of us are famous actors or anything like that. But even if I'm a director, you better know that you fuckers are going to have a 3-minute slot in that movie and that you guys are going to have your IMDb pages, because that's why I do this. I want to do this with you guys. And like,
do I get a trailer?
What happened?
Like, do I get a trailer with my name on it?
You're asking too much.
The Dylan movie.
No, I mean,
you'll get a combined trailer.
I could be a shared trailer.
Yeah,
I just want the name.
We'll have one trailer together. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, Adam Sandler's just like a really great role model for me, and I'm mad that it didn't hit me until like now, because he does all of the stuff that I want to do, and it's like,
yeah, if you really think about it, he's a homie for like bringing all his friends along for the ride. It's like, I'm gonna do this, and I want all my friends in it.
One of my favorite acceptances was Steve Buscemi, where he does his character from The Wedding Singer all drunk and shit. Mm-hmm. But then at the end, like, he wraps it up and he's basically like, all joking aside, like, nobody has taken care of me as well as you have in this business for like the 40 plus years I've been in. Damn. And for Steve Buscemi to say that,
who got in the industry before,
through like Tarantino and all this stuff, like, that's awesome. So shout out to Adam Sandler. Big fan of his work. I can't wait to see what he comes up with next. His next 800 movies.
Have you seen the one that he's in with, I think, Jennifer Aniston?
Murder Mystery 2.
Murder Mystery.
I saw the first one. I haven't seen the second one.
The first one's the better one, to be honest.
And I was just gonna say it highly inspired me to start making movies. I don't need critics to be like, that was the best thing I ever saw. I just want to make funny fucking stories. I want to tell them. I want to be in them. I want my friends to be in them, and I want to share them. So I think that's going to be the next journey for me. I'm going to be doing the podcasting. I'm going to be doing the Twitch streaming, but I'm also going to be writing the movies. I'm not going to be making them. So stay tuned.
Can I segue something into this?
Absolutely.
Yo, I'm going to be in a short film in the next week.
Let's go.
One of Nicole's friends is being like an assistant director to someone. And she was like, oh, wait. She asked Nicole, she was like, Joey's an actor, right? Because we're having a short film and it's like a paid stipend. Like, it's like $100. And I was like, all right, it's not a main character. And I was like, it's fine. Like, so I'm like, that's fine. I don't care. Like, that's cool. I legit, like, my dumbass was like, I thought it was going to be for free. Like, I was like, yeah, I'll help you out. And then she was like, yeah, we'll pay you $100. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. But I play a Craigslist roommate. Where like I had to audition, and it was me against 15 other people, and they chose me because I don't know. I guess I delivered stuff. I also used props. Like, I was eating a bag of chips as I was delivering some lines.
Oh yeah.
So they immediately saw me. They immediately saw me, and they were like, "He's an actor."
Yeah. So what's the mental capacity of this Craigslist roommate? Is he
He's different.
Go.
He's written to be a weird character, like a fly on the wall. Yeah. And they told me that they've had a bunch of people have like they spoke crazy and they were crazy this and that. They said you came in with this very relaxed vibe. I low-key played him as like this weird stoner guy, like just kind of weird roommate.
Yeah,
like someone that's not very.
You know nothing
skills.
About his background.
I don't
he just
nothing
showed up
about it, and he's just there. And I played it off, and apparently they loved it. They were like, "Bring that energy on set." Like, that was great.
That's awesome. That's gonna be fun for you. I already know you're gonna come back. Like, damn, I want to do more of that.
Yeah. I want to get back in the summer because like I'm not teaching. I'm a teacher. I get that summer vacation. I definitely want to audition for a bunch of little things here and there.
Bro, go
Speak to Jarenson and try to get into voice acting.
I want to see you on Law and Order.
Walmart?
Law and Order.
I was about to say Walmart.
Walmart will work too.
I know. I went to college with a girl who's in an IKEA commercial that plays like all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You ever seen the IKEA commercial where it's like in IKEA and this like black girl is like we da. That's her. I went to school with her.
You know, it's funny. I know a girl like that who used to do shows at Pompeii, and she landed a commercial for, it's like New Jersey Healthcare or something, but in the commercial she plays like a pregnant like woman with like her husband, and she's like, we're happy for like New Jersey. It's just like a quick spot like that, right?
Yeah.
I remember one time I was in Jersey in somebody's house and we saw the commercial. We're like, oh shit, like that's the commercial. Like, you know, we both follow her, so it's like we saw when she was making it. Like, so to see the commercial, we were like, oh crap. And then like a week later, I was in my house and the same commercial, even though it's New York, played, but for whatever reason, they chose different actors for the couple part. So everybody else in the commercial is the exact same, and then it's a different man and woman just for that scene. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know.
That's interesting. It was like only New Jersey people will like that one. Right. Switch it up for the other states.
Wild. So just a quick shout out to the Boston Celtics getting shat on by 30 points right now.
God.
fucking amazing. I'm so happy right now.
How are they losing? They have Grant Williams.
Right? And they have like 4 Williams on their team, and they don't play half of them. It pisses me off, bro.
Joey, who do you think is gonna win the NBA Finals this year?
I think,
in your opinion,
the NBA Finals,
Mm-hmm.
I think what are the teams playing? The Boston Barracudas are gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Barracuda. A lot of Barracudas up in Boston.
You know what? Give me a second here.
The Boston Barracudas.
Give your boy 1 second.
Oh no.
Barracuda.
They're a sport team.
All right, Joey, I'm going to give you a city, and I want you to tell me what you think the basketball team in that city is called.
All right.
What do you think the Dallas basketball team is called?
The Dallas Bulls.
What do you think the Chicago team is called?
No, the Chicago Bulls.
Using his brain.
Let's do like 3 more.
I know which one I should give him.
Go ahead.
New Orleans.
The New Orleans Bulls.
New Orleans is hard.
I feel like Texas is a good one. Dallas.
The New Orleans Alligators.
Yeah.
I like it. It sounds like a hockey team.
Yeah.
I don't know why there'd be a hockey team in New Orleans, but
I mean, hey, there's a hockey team in there's 2 in Florida, so.
Yo, give me one more. This is fun.
Bro, how about what do you think the Sacramento basketball team is called?
The Sacramento Robins.
The
Yo,
Castle
what
Crashers.
What is the New Orleans team?
The Pelicans.
Pelicans.
So, you just to bring you into speed here, you have the Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
You had the Chicago Bulls. That was good, but it's the Dallas Mavericks.
Mavericks.
And the New Orleans Pelicans.
Is a Maverick a fish?
It's a horse. It's like a guy on a horse.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like a cowboy. They were like,
Yeah,
it's
it's like a cowboy, but they're like fighters.
I also thought it was the type.
Why
of
are they
animal.
fighting horses?
Oh, it is an animal. See?
Oh, nice.
Dumbass.
a maverick is an animal.
Yeah, it's an unbranded calf or yearling.
Interesting.
Maverick, isn't that the bad guys
Named
in
after
in
cows,
Mega Man?
bro?
No, actually, it's not. Has nothing to do with. It's an unorthodox or independent-minded person. So if you're just a free thinker, you're a fucking maverick.
Fucking
dog.
Maverick
Oh, I
over
knew
here.
that. Yeah, I thought it was like another meaning.
Fire. Glad we could share some definitions with you on this episode.
The Dallas cool guys, basically.
Yo, New York's gonna need a swimming team. Apparently, we're sinking.
Yeah, we're.
Are
Gonna
you
be
telling me there's a
fucking-
burger limit to this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
What? Burger?
Jose knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, there you go.
I have to talk about this. Man. This shit is like it's literally 3 years old at this point. Maybe it's actually I don't know. Let me just do a quick Google.
Oh wait, is this the weight in like? I don't remember.
Hold on, fucking.
It has to do with weight, like measuring mass
No,
in
it's,
something.
When did this come out?
I have no idea.
Because in my head, this happened in like 2020. Yeah, it's happened in 2021. Okay.
What happened in 20?
But for whatever reason, all the videos are coming up now,
All right.
and I'm just learning about this now.
Okay.
So back in 2021, fresh off the pandemic, you remember when like Cuomo and Blasio were always on TV?
Yeah.
Like they were always like, we got to do this, right?
Mhm.
So fucking Bill de Blasio got on TV in 2021 to give incentives to people in New York City to get vaccinated. He's like, listen, incentives help so much with people wanting to get out and get the vaccination. We're going to be offering tickets. We're going to be offering lots of things. And one of our first incentives that we're rolling in, check this out. And it's a Shake Shack incentive where if you get vaccinated, you get a free meal.
Yeah.
So he's like, are you telling me that I could get these delicious fries if I get vaccinated? And he's acting it like that. He eats half of 2 fries. He doesn't eat the whole thing. He eats a bite of 2 fries, and then he puts them down. He goes, but wait, are you also telling me that
He has it on the podium?
there's a burger element to this? I'm playing that video.
I was about to say you're describing it. I hope you have the video playing for our viewers.
No, I'm gonna play it right now.
Yeah.
The Blasio burger element.
The only thing I remember about all these mayors was Cuomo was like, "I'm not a pervert, I'm Italian," and that was the funniest week. Everyone was like,
And everyone's
"What?"
sick, and everyone was like, "We almost would be on your side, but not yet."
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
I remember.
Free fries when you get vaccinated?
Free fries when you get vaccinated.
I got vaccinated.
He doesn't
saying I
finish
could
the
get
fries.
this?
These guys are
Delicious
mayors. These
fries.
guys are
But listen,
mayor, bro.
listen to how he describes
Wait,
those
Matt.
fries.
You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait, Matt.
Wait a minute.
But there's also a burger element.
Who talks like this? It's Dylan. No, Dylan talks like this.
And there's a burger
element to
Bro,
this?
that is legit top 10 favorite videos of all time.
Oh my
and I'm mad I didn't
God.
see that
How have
on
I never
TV.
seen that?
It's so
right?
Why isn't it me?
Delicious
yeah,
fries.
no one brought
and
it
you're
up.
telling me there's a burger element to this too? Oh my God, that's incredible.
Man, the
That's my mayor.
vaccinations.
Oh man.
I just
Not
need
my
out of context politician moments.
Oh,
Be a good time, good time.
What is the Blasio? He used to be mayor, right?
Yeah.
And now it's Adams. That's what it is.
The Blasio.
Correct.
I've never seen
Now
a New
it's the-
Yorker that was happy with
now
their
it's
mayor.
the nightclubber. You heard about that, right?
Eric Adams in the nightclub.
Eric Adams just frequents nightclubs all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that dude is just
I don't know.
The
always
fucking mayor
outside.
he's out hanging out all the time.
But he's not
Like,
clubbing. He's
He's
just
just a
kinda-
vibe. He's just vibing. I love Tatiana loves the scene where it's his first day in office and he's calling the police because there's a fight outside his office and he's just like standing outside his window like, yeah, it's two gentlemen, they're fighting outside. He's like, damn, it's his first day and immediately there's a fight outside his office.
Yo, let's go fight outside the mayor's office.
They definitely planned it.
But are you telling me there's a
Burger
burger element?
He's like, I don't know why, but it's like it's almost like he's laughing. He's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's laughing.
about
His friends told him, yo, you wouldn't do this on TV. And he's like, bet.
You crazy, bro.
Oh man. Another thing I could bring up.
another one.
I mentioned it earlier. I said get ready for some new stuff on
Yeah,
the way.
you did say that.
Some newy dooey, right?
Yeah.
That guy Dog. I immediately forgot his name. The guy who
Dodd.
made the Adam
Dog
Sandler
with a
video.
blog.
Dodford?
What was his name? I think
Diggity dog.
Dodford was it?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Dodford.
Now we just have Bill de Blasio eating French fries.
And a burger. He's fingering a burger.
No, yeah. So Dodford, right? He put out that other video where he was talking about it's
That's a solid cup,
a
bro.
sturdy cup.
That's a sturdy cup.
It's like a fez.
Fez.
But fucking.
A lot of pressure.
I was watching the video that he made on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where he was basically talking about how they're like the perfect YouTubers, even though they make a TV show. And all the parallels aside, one thing that he made a mention of in the YouTube video that I just kind of gravitated with immediately was basically how he's saying that, I'm going to get over dramatic here because it's funny, but YouTube's in like a shitty state right now. It's like
very shit.
Yeah, I think
he
I
even
saw a
used
video.
the term Mr. Beastification to basically talk about how now there's like this unwritten, or maybe it is written, formula in YouTube videos where like videos have to have this winning element to them, right? There's a prize on the line.
There's 6 people competing
There's
for
this,
blank.
there's
That's a
that.
good point.
Everything is.
Yeah.
And that's all that YouTube is nowadays. It's just these like, I dare to call them fun, but you get the point. They're all like challenges
Challenges.
and stuff.
Elimination.
And even then,
dating elimination.
I know what
like,
Bobby's saying. And not only that, but there's also this element of like the people don't do a lot of the work. Like everything's almost like corporatized.
Yeah.
Where it's not just like 2 people anymore. It's like a team and their editors, and then it goes to this department, and it goes to that department.
And
It's
he-
not-
and
and that's
even-
not.
And he talked about Mr. Beast. Not only did he talk about Mr. Beast in specific, he brought up the Mr. Beast Squid Games video, since it's like one of the most highest watched things in YouTube history. And he even compares it directly to the show Squid Games. And he's like, there's a reason. He's like, let's just watch the first 10 seconds of the video. When he shows it, it's like your very typical Mr. Beast. We built every set from the Squid Game show. We have 456 contestants, and whoever's left standing is going to win $456,000. And he basically talks about how, like, yeah, that's fun and all, but the reason why Squid Games, the show, was so encapsulating in the first place is because you follow the characters. There's a story there. There's a narrative. There's a reason why these people are playing this game. There's a reason you want this person to survive. There's a reason why when this person loses or dies, you feel a certain way. It's different when you watch the Mr. Beast video on YouTube, and not only, obviously, nobody's dying. There's no high stakes like that, but you don't even know the 456 people that are competing for this prize. And what it all came down to was that YouTube is in one of its peaks where like audience attention rate is at an all-time high, and it's mainly because of that. Like you get lost in a video. I'm victim to it too. Like I watch a Mr. Beast video here and there, and even by the end of it I'm like, shit, I really watched all of that. But what he also said is the audience is craving narrative content.
I was literally about to say that nothing on YouTube is narrative.
The audience is craving stories. And I think a really, really, really great opportunity or example of that is video essays. Granted, they're real stories, but you're watching documentaries, you're learning information, and you are paying attention to the story.
And they're also documentaries that, like, not anyone can make, but it's like, this isn't like an expert. This is just someone saying it in an organized way, and it's also digestible.
So that being said, YouTube is in like a very big need for narrative content, and that's where I want to swoop in. So for that, I just want to start small, but I really want to make an effort to putting stuff on Joystick that's like sketch worthy, you know, like things like us actually putting work into writing a joke and then performing said joke.
We put effort into a sketch. It was like something small, and you even said, now let's just make it as a sketch. There was something that we put effort into, and then you made a joke about like, now we need to do this. Let's imagine do this for longer.
I do that all the time, though, and then we never actually fucking... Yeah. But, again, the important thing is to start small. So, like, I've already went into, like, my Google Docs and dusted off a shit ton of old Joystick scripts. Not even old, like, from when we started the podcast that we wanted to do now in this era. But, like, rework them to be a little... I think also a thing that helped is I think about it in a negative way where, like... We've been doing the podcast for so long and we haven't had the opportunity to do anything else where I'm like, oh, it's like a hindrance. But then at the same time, this podcast has really helped us grow as comedians. And that's not to say that we're professional comedians, but as a group, like I think this podcast has helped how we
teamwork.
Exactly. Like
circling back to the first segment.
Right. And vice versa. And I think that will obviously carry over really well to the sketch side of things. So like one thing I wanted to start doing, not for every episode, but like even making just dumb cold opens for the podcast.
Or even this like midway stuff.
Yeah.
Like stuff that's just like midway through.
Like one of my ideas was to do like cold opens in the kitchen where we're just like drinking water and shit and we're like prepping for the podcast. And then like it always ends with us walking down the stairs and then it cuts to this and we're on the show.
We should have like a fake green room.
I almost, like that.
You know?
You see,
I like
like
something before our podcast.
Like I was even thinking about like shooting the podcast however we want to and then taking whatever we talked about and then fitting that into like a 30-second dumb conversation sketch that not only hooks the people in but actually looks produced well and then leads into what we're talking about on the podcast.
I like that a lot.
And that's a super easy way to start into that narrative process. So what I'm trying to say is I definitely want to do a lot more of that. And I don't even want to sound like audacious, but I think if we jump on that, we have high potential. If you're thinking about it, that was like the golden era of YouTube. That was the Smosh days, the Freddie W days, and people want that back. So I want to get on it. I even told you guys earlier that I'm working to make Chef's Son more of like a comedy show experience with bits and stuff like that. My dad and I have been talking so much about it. There's going to be like a Rocky segment. Like we have so many things that are going down and he's passionate about it too. As soon as I told him that, he's like, can I help pick the music? I can see it in my head. And I'm
That's
like, fuck
awesome.
Yeah. Like, I've never seen you like this, of course. So I'm really excited. And I guess
crafting content.
Yeah, for sure. Writing stuff. Writing stories, which also leads into the movie stuff. So yeah.
Brainstorming.
So get ready for new content. It's on the way, I promise. Definitely. But now it's time for Jamie and the Week.
It is. And slamming, bamming, climbing.
And framming, ramming jam.
Who's Fram?
I've
never heard of a Fram.
I'll start really quickly just because I want to give a quick shout out. Jerry thought he was going to call it, but I do want to shout out Kesha. She dropped her long-awaited new album. If anybody doesn't know the whole Kesha drama, I implore you to look it up.
It was Kesha drama?
Yeah, you don't know about
I'm about to look it up.
No, just to shorten it down real quick, it was unfortunately revealed that Kesha had been being sexually and emotionally abused by her producer for years, like practically her whole career.
Shit. And she was like forced to make what she made. Like all the music she made, she had no like choice in a lot of it.
It ended up with like a really lengthy court battle where like just about everybody had her support because this guy's obviously a shitty person. And he was even fighting to keep the rights to her own music and stuff like that. And eventually it ended and she came up on top. But this is kind of like her first album with a voice, if I will say that. I don't want to say it like that because I've always thought Kesha's talented. I do love Kesha a lot, but this is like the first time she produced it. Like this is Kesha's album.
Is Kesha. Okay.
It's very angry. It's very raw. It sounds kind of hyper popish in the beginning, and it's weird. It blends. I don't want to say hyper pop because it's not very hyper, but it's like it's synthetic.
Yeah, the same
But then it blends in with acoustics at the same time, where it'll just blend into an acoustic guitar with these angry lyrics on it. But it's really cool.
I'm not blasting Kesha, but like that makes me super interested to hear how that sounds.
That being said, none of her songs are the Jam of the Week.
Oh yeah.
The Jam of the Week is going to go to a song that is called 20190724.
Oh, great.
It is a date. It's 2019, July 24th.
Nice.
It's a song by Mac DeMarco.
Okay.
Off of his newest album. What's it called? Let me see. I don't want to get this wrong. The album is called...
I feel like I heard about this.
Yeah, you probably have. It's called One Wayne G, and it has 199 tracks on it. It's a 199 track album. And the reason I picked this song is because it's one you guys definitely know.
It's the... Oh, nice.
He finally released Garbage Funk on Spotify.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So the jam of the week is 20197.
AKA Garbage
Garbage
Funk.
Funk by Mac DeMarco.
Nice. Well, I noticed that like everyone has put out music like the last like 6 to 8 months. Like every band I really like has put out music, and it makes me happy. So my yam of the week is "No Shoes in the Coffee Shop" by Hot Mulligan. Amazing song. I feel like if they didn't yell, they'd be like the catchiest band out there. I was originally going to pick a song that's called Cock Party 2. And then in parentheses, it says better than the first one. And the lore there is insane to think that there's 2 Cock Party movies and the second is way better than the first one. But yeah, the other song's way better. It's catchier, but you know, bop and a banger.
Yo, my slam comes because my father was listening to, we had his phone, his like all the music he plays connected to the car. Oh, cool. And a lot of his music that he has is from when I had an MP3 player, and I would download the songs and put it on the computer, and he would just download whatever I listened to. So a lot of like the stuff I used to listen to were playing. There was like Family Jewel's Castle Crashers melody.
Oh, so what you're saying is your dad was in the kitchen listening to Everywhere I Go by Hollywood Undead, right?
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
When I start.
No, but my slam comes from Anna Monoguchi. It's their song, parentheses, capital T, underscore, capital T, close parentheses, B, lowercase b.
Do you know what that sound is pronounced? Oh, that song is pronounced?
How is it pronounced?
They say it's called Tut.
Tut. That makes sense.
It's the last it's the last song on
Endless Fantasy.
Yeah, he's like crying and like...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dope song. I remember like it was playing in the car ride, and I was like, man, I remember this. And as it was playing, I was remembering like the concerts I used to go to of Anna Monoguchi and just like going ham.
I really want to go see them.
The last one was dope as fuck.
Yeah.
They revealed the not the Endless Fantasy, the Undertale song.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
I'm about to switch my slam now.
I was just gonna say real quick, I just find it funny that like all the songs that you guys liked from Endless Fantasy were the ones that I never liked. Like I don't like Tut. I remember that. Canal Paradise or Japan Air. No, I'm good. I just stick to the other ones. But.
I was gonna pick a song. Well, I guess I'll still pick a song off K-Tramine, the album from Amine and K-Tranada. There was a song called Forever on there. It's pretty good. It has Pharrell on it. But I was just going to say, I want to give an honorable mention. I was listening to a bunch of Anna Monoguchi also, and I was listening to Blackout City.
Blackout City is good.
That's old. I was also listening to old ones. You ever heard like Aurora?
Yeah.
And Densmore?
Bro, I heard all their old ones, man. That was my playlist in high school.
Yeah.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep.
You can say all you want, but those fuckers compose music. Like
that's music.
If it wasn't on Game Boys, everybody'd be going to these fucking concerts.
They had an acoustic like.
There's a band. I'll show you guys after this, but because I don't remember the name, I have to go through the jams. But they're like a legit band. Like they have a vocalist. Everything is instrumental, but their riffs and their like instrumental break parts sound like they're straight out of an Anna Monoguchi Game Boy. Like the melodies they create, even like the tone of the guitar almost sounds like that square synth kind of thing. It's really cool to listen to. I'll play it for you in a segundo.
Mad Song shared on this Slam Jam,
right?
Yeah, bam.
Mad Art shared.
Mad
some video game talk.
Mad music.
Before we end this podcast, before we jump into the promotional part that ends the podcast, I'd like to swing it to one last thing. It's not really a topic or anything. I just wanted to squeeze it in there. I wanted to congratulate Dylan for finishing school, pal.
Yeah.
Truthfully, that's a really big that's a big hump to cross, and I commend you because that was something that I was never able to do. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that, but now we can say 3 of the Joystick boys are college
fucking
grads.
Finally, yeah.
So congrats, Dylan.
Thank you. I will be.
I can't wait to start. I can't wait to see you put more effort into Joystick now. It's gonna be great, right? All the stuff we're gonna do for no money, and your degree.
Oh yeah, now I use it to get slightly not great connections. I'll be like, we got a sponsor. How much do they pay? $10.
Real quick, before we end this podcast, if somebody were to tell you that they wasted their time getting a bachelor's degree, how would that make you feel? If somebody said those words, And they were genuine about it.
I said it.
I
didn't use it.
We were walking home from Joey's house, and this guy's like, I really fucking deadass wasted my time getting this bachelor's degree. And I'm here like, it's a fucking bachelor's degree, dog. I don't have one of those.
Yeah, but I didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, but you didn't know that.
Be like that sometimes.
Exactly, I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, companies just decided at one point that we're like, no, we're not going to hire anyone.
Maybe I've been the one on the right the whole time from not going to this fucking scam that we call grad school.
I guess it was just unfortunate. It was like I graduated and they were like, COVID. Do something else.
Yeah.
Or continue or whatever.
Thanks for watching the Joystick Show.
Oh, we're British now.
I've been Robert. I was watching Hot Fuzz earlier.
Yeah.
Fucking. Sorry, it's a great movie.
Yes.
Thanks for watching the Joystick Show, episode 142.
Yep.
Full cast at the table, having a good one, having some discussions. Make sure to go ahead and like this episode. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you back here next Wednesday to talk more shit. Yeah. And do more stuff in between. I've been Robert Rosario, and this has been the 12 o'clock news.